GoLocal has been working on and looking at for a while. This pertains to the Ethics Commission and its transparency and availability of documents to the public. Legislation was introduced. Representative McKiernan, prime sponsor. It's going to be on the House floor this afternoon. So talk with us a little bit when this issue came to light of the public being able to access these ethics forms to know not just elected officials, but appointed officials as well. What was your thought process of why this is needed?
Well, as you know, appointed officials have significant powers within the government. So given that it's out there for elected officials, we thought it fair to be more transparent. The main concern, which was voiced, but although the bill wasn't opposed, was hackers and having too much information on the internet.
So that's an interesting concern to have. Of course, you know, people fill these out and send them there. But does it look like it's got the traction today to get approval in the House?
I do, because we vetted that very significantly at the committee level, and you know, I think it's a fair balance given what has transpired in Rhode Island's past. It's more important to have more transparency, and to the extent that it ever becomes a problem, we can always revisit it.
Well, you would hope if someone submits something, if something were to happen on the other side, they could say, this was my original submission in the first place.
Right.
I don't own this much stock in Exxon.
Right, and right, exactly. It's almost, but they're worried about the Russian hacker was the example that was discussed. But we did have real problems historically, and we're trying to do away with those.
Well, again, this is legislation when GoLocal took a look at the Ethics Commission, not just the timeliness, oftentimes they'd respond via email with any requests, but looking particularly, it was the Coventry Town Manager GoLocal was looking for the ethics form for. Took them days to figure out they did not actually have on file. So it looks like everything else around the state, hopefully we're getting it up to 21st century here. We'll hear that on the floor this afternoon. While I have you on here, anything else you want to share with viewers?
Well, that's a great point. I want to thank GoLocal for the work that it does. You guys plunge into things in detail, and we really appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate, again, this legislation we'll hear on the floor this afternoon. Representative McKiernan, thank you for taking the time to come down here.
Thanks very much.
I'll let you go around the corner, and we'll wrap up here at GoLocal. It's been a full day giving you the rundown of who we had here on in studio. Started off with Krista Brack. She's an advocate here for Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. It's an awareness day here up at the State House, letting folks know a little bit more about that. Representative John Lombardi, the former interim mayor of the city of Providence, talking about his opposition of the legislation as it currently stands to either potentially sell or lease the Providence water supply. Representative Aaron Ruggenberg talking about tax issues here, looking to see about changing the structure back from the tax cuts that have been implemented, as well as biomass legislation. House Minority Leader Patricia Morgan and Representative Dan McKiernan. That just about wraps up us here at the Rhode Island State House. Be sure to tune in this evening at 7 o'clock. GoLocal has a special event, Where is America Going? Jim Murphy, President Donald Trump's political director, will be here. We'll also have Bob Whitcomb, and we'll also have Mike Sheehan, the former president of the Boston Globe, and myself on the panel, Where is America Going, at 7 o'clock. We look forward to seeing you. I'm GoLocal News Editor Kate Nagel. At 7 o'clock. We look forward to seeing you. I'm GoLocal News Editor Kate Nagel.